And now to another situation in West Africa. The African Union's key mediator to Ivory Coast's political crisis is back in Abidjan. Kenyan Prime Minister Raila Odinga is hoping to arrange a meeting between the two men that are both claiming to be the nation's president. VOA's West Africa correspondent Stearns has the story.
Kenyan Prime Minister Raila Odinga returned to Abidjan following talks in Nigeria with President Goodluck Jonathan, who chairs the West African alliance that's threatening to use military force to remove incumbent President Laurent Gbagbo if he does not hand over power to the internationally recognized winner of November's vote, former Prime Minister Alassane Ouattara. Mr. Odinga says both the African Union and West African leaders want a peaceful resolution to the crisis, and military force is the last resort because it will likely cost the lives of innocent people and disrupt the Ivorian economy. Mr. Odinga met with United Nations Special Representative to Ivory Coast, Young-Jin Choi, who validated Electoral Commission results declaring Mr. Ouattara the winner. UN peacekeepers now guard the hotel where Mr. Ouattara is living, and UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon says UN staff have increasingly become victims of attack by pro-Gbagbo security forces and allied militia. Mr. Odinga met with Mr. Ouattara at his hotel, which remains blocked off from the rest of the city by military forces loyal to Mr. Gbagbo. Mediation by both West African leaders and Mr. Odinga's own African Union mission has so far produced no concrete results, as Mr. Gbagbo and Mr. Ouattara both lead competing governments in Abidjan. African leaders continue to insist that Mr. Gbagbo leave and are ruling out a power-sharing agreement because they say Mr. Ouattara is Ivory Coast's rightful president. Mr. Odinga met with Mr. Gbagbo at the presidential palace, saying he has a new peace proposal for the embattled leader based on previous talks and is trying to arrange the first face-to-face meeting between the rivals since November's vote.
This is, of course, subject to certain conditions being fulfilled.
Inducements offered Mr. Gbagbo so far include immunity from prosecution for crimes against humanity, a variety of choices of exile, and the possibility of Gbagbo supporters being included in a unity government. But Ouattara supporters say there'll be no face-to-face meeting with Mr. Gbagbo until he agrees to leave power, saying the only thing that's non-negotiable in this crisis is the presidency. Stearns, VOA News, Abuja.